Welcome to Learning English. Prepare yourselves, everyone, as this story is about to guide you through a compelling journey. Let us begin. Each day, a vast number of people across the globe utilize a product from a corporation named Unilever. Consider the items you use when you wake up, such as soap or toothpaste. There's a strong probability that they are manufactured by Unilever, approximately 3.4 billion. Individuals use Unilever products on a daily basis. This signifies that nearly half of the world's population uses an item from this single company. Unilever stands as an immense and influential corporation. It produces a wide array of things essential to our daily routines. You might be using their products without even realizing it. Despite the company's enormous size and impact on so many lives, the majority of people are unfamiliar with its history. They are unaware of how it amassed such power. Many chronicles of large corporations begin with a single individual or a small family striving to create something substantial. The tale of Unilever, however, does not follow that pattern. Its origins are somewhat different from a typical family enterprise. The story of Unilever starts with an alliance. This occurred when several powerful groups of European families chose to merge their business ventures. These families were already considerably wealthy and prominent. They entered into an agreement to establish something new and even larger. These influential families had a specific motive for their alliance. They aimed for their business to expand dramatically and achieve immense success. Yet they also wished to remain concealed from public scrutiny. They preferred that the full extent of their power and their collaborative methods remain unknown. Thus, the inception of this corporate giant was not a humble beginning, but a calculated union of powerful entities that preferred to operate unseen. This marks the start of the Unilever story too. Two families. One idea in the latter part of the 1800s, certain families resided in the country known as the Netherlands. One of these, the Jurgens family, was a major seller of butter to England. While the English people enjoyed butter, it came at a high price. The Jurgens family discovered an alternative product. It was named margarine. Margarine had the appearance and taste of butter, but was 30% less expensive. Initially, it was produced from animal fat, similar to butter. Later, they switched to using plant-based oils. Before long, another Dutch family, the Vandenbergs, also began producing margarine. The two families became competitors. They marketed their margarine across numerous regions. After a period, the Jurgens and Vandenberg families realized they could achieve more by working together. Instead of competing, they combined their operations. They formed the Margarine Union. Their enterprise expanded significantly and generated substantial profits from selling margarine in England and other nations. Concurrently in England, two brothers were revolutionizing the soap industry. Their names were William and James Lever. They manufactured soap, but with a different approach. Traditional soap utilized animal fat, which was costly. The Lever brothers used a more affordable oil, pine kernel oil, which they sourced from distant countries. Their product was named Sunlight Soap. The Lever brothers possessed a great talent for marketing their product. They transformed it into a renowned brand. Promoting the Sunlight name extensively, they employed images, stamps, and cards to advertise their soap. People saw Sunlight Soap and were persuaded to purchase it. The business experienced rapid growth. They produced many tons of soap each week. The scale of their business required a large workforce, so the Lever brothers constructed a dedicated town for their employees. It featured homes, stores, and recreational facilities. This town helped ensure their workers remained nearby. The Lever brothers continued to expand their soap enterprise. They began to sell their products in many different countries and also diversified into other cleaning supplies. So, the Dutch families managed a large margarine business, while the Lever brothers ran a major soap business. Both were highly successful, and both depended on oils and fats for their products. The margarine families in the Netherlands and the Lever brothers in England manufactured distinct items. The Dutch made margarine a butter substitute. The Lever brothers produced soap. However, these two enterprises required the same raw materials. Both needed fats and oils to create the goods they sold, because they relied on the same fundamental ingredients. The margarine families and the Lever brothers were effectively rivals. They often competed to acquire the same oils and fats, which could create difficulties and increase costs for both of them. They recognized that mutual opposition was not the optimal strategy for growth. Consequently, the leaders of these large businesses conceived an idea. They reasoned, what if we stop competing? What if we merge our companies? As one large entity, we would be far more powerful. They concluded that collaboration was superior to competition. Together, they could procure more oils and fats and serve a larger customer base. In the year 1930, the margarine families and the Lever brothers actualized their plan. They merged their companies in a momentous event. This union created a single, vast new corporation. They named this new company Unilever. It became one of the first massive corporations to sell a diverse range of products for homes and personal use. With their pooled power and capital, Unilever began to acquire numerous other companies. They purchased businesses that made various goods, including food companies that produced items like ice cream. They acquired famous tea brands such as Lipton. They also bought companies that made products for daily personal use, which encompassed items for skin and hair. Over the decades, Unilever acquired many well-known brands. Some of these, like Dove soap, Axe body spray, and Sunsilk shampoo, are now household names. Unilever expanded by purchasing businesses that manufactured all kinds of products for home and personal care. In 2007, a tragic event unfolded in Kenya at a large tea farm owned by Unilever, which cultivated tea for the Lipton brand. Many people and their families worked and lived on this plantation. They had resided there for a long time, feeling secure in their homes. However, following a national election in Kenya, severe political violence erupted throughout the country. Aggressive groups targeted numerous locations. The tea farm was one of their targets. Assailants armed with weapons like machetes and clubs descended on the farm, breaking into the workers' homes. It was a period of intense fear and terror for the resident families. Over the course of a week, these attackers inflicted terrible harm. 11 workers from the Unilever farm were murdered. Some were killed in the presence of their own children. Numerous other workers were injured. Their homes were ransacked. The attackers stole all their possessions, leaving the survivors with nothing. Unilever described the incident as a tragedy. However, workers alleged that the company had been aware of the danger prior to the attacks. Some employees reported being threatened by coworkers regarding their voting choices. Workers had communicated their fears to managers at Unilever Kenya, but the managers did not take action. Executives at Unilever in various countries had also discussed the risk of violence in Kenya during meetings. Unilever's protection for the workers was inadequate. They did enhance security, but it was primarily for senior staff and company machinery. The ordinary workers were left largely unprotected. After the violence subsided, the workers' troubles persisted. Unilever shut down the farm for 6 months, and the workers received no pay during this period. Many survivors required hospitalization for their injuries, yet Unilever declined to cover their medical expenses. In 2016, several years later, the workers and their families took legal action. They sued Unilever, asserting the company had failed. To protect them, they classified it as a significant case of human rights abuse. However, a court ruled that Unilever, with its main office in the UK, was not liable for the events at the farm in Kenya. Approximately 15 years after the attacks, Unilever finally consented to a monetary payment. This compensation was distributed to a small number of affected workers, but many felt this assistance was provided far too late. The events of 2007 had already inflicted permanent damage on their lives. Regrettably, the hardships at the tea farm did not cease. In 2023, new reports surfaced. These reports alleged that managers at the very same Unilever tea farms in Kenya were sexually abusing female workers. The managers purportedly demanded sex as a condition for hiring women or allowing them to retain their jobs. Similar issues had been reported back in 2013. Unilever claimed they would implement rules to prevent this. But workers stated that managers continued the practice. Even after being reported, this unfortunate chapter exposes the grave problems encountered by some workers within a massive global corporation. 5. A sickness in India in the 1980s, Unilever chose to manufacture a new product: thermometers. Instead of establishing a factory in the United States or Europe, they opened one in India. This facility provided numerous new jobs for the local population. However, the factory utilized a highly dangerous chemical known as mercury. Mercury is a neurotoxin, meaning it is exceptionally damaging to the body. When individuals are exposed to mercury, even through inhalation, the chemical can penetrate their bodies. It can subsequently inflict severe damage on crucial organs like the kidneys, nervous system, liver, and immune system. The grave dangers of mercury poisoning have been understood for a very long time, over 2,000 years. Workers at the Indian factory were exposed to excessive amounts of mercury-4. After only a few years, many began to exhibit signs of poisoning. Symptoms included physical pain, vision loss, and difficulties with speech and hearing. It was a tragic situation, where numerous workers ultimately died from the mercury exposure. A total of 45 workers tragically lost their lives due to mercury poisoning from the factory. Furthermore, 18 of their family members were also exposed and subsequently passed away. The factory was eventually compelled to shut down in 2001. But the problems it created did not stop there. Upon their departure, Unilever left behind a significant quantity of toxic mercury waste at the factory site. Subsequent tests revealed that the soil in the area contained 250 times the natural level of mercury. This toxic waste contaminated the land and water in the vicinity for many years, adversely affecting both the environment and the health of nearby residents. At the time, Unilever asserted that they were not responsible and had committed no wrongdoing. However, the hundreds of suffering former workers and their families strongly disagreed. They opted to pursue legal action against the large corporation. After a multi-year court battle, Unilever reached a settlement in 2016. They consented to pay a sum of money to the former workers, though the precise amount was kept confidential. This challenging episode in India underscores a significant health and environmental issue connected to Unilever's historical business operations. Point 6. Harmful substances in our soap. Many products we use daily are manufactured by Unilever. They are present in our homes and form a significant part of our lives. However, these products sometimes contain chemicals that are not beneficial for us. This presents a problem for many people who use these items regularly without full knowledge of the ingredients. For instance, certain dry shampoo sprays made by Unilever contained a hazardous chemical called benzene. Benzene is extremely detrimental to health and is known to cause severe illnesses, including types of blood cancer like leukemia. Due to this risk, Unilever had to withdraw many dry shampoo products from store shelves in a major recall. Brands such as Dove, Nexus, Suave, and Tresemme were affected. Consumers who used these products were advised to cease immediately. This incident demonstrated that even common, everyday products can harbor hidden dangers. Another well-known Unilever product is Axe body spray, which is particularly popular among young men. It contains chemicals that do not readily exit the body once absorbed. These are often referred to as forever chemicals. Scientists have associated these substances with various long-term health issues. They may disrupt the body's natural hormonal balance. They could also lead to future reproductive problems, such as reduced sperm count. In some jurisdictions, these chemicals are classified as unsafe due to their health risks. Skincare creams and lotions are also a source of concern. Brands like Pond's and Dermalogica, which are owned by Unilever, contain potentially harmful ingredients. Some of these ingredients can mimic the body's own hormones and alter their function. For example, certain chemicals can replicate the effects of estrogen, female hormone. This can result in various health complications, particularly those affecting the reproductive system. Some studies propose a link between these chemicals and skin conditions or more serious health problems. It is both surprising and worrying for many people that products they use daily for cleaning or softening their skin might contain substances that could harm their health. These potential issues are not confined to a single product category. They can be found in various products across Unilever's extensive brand portfolio, including sprays, creams, shampoos, and lotions. Consequently, a growing number of people are beginning to examine ingredient labels closely. They want to ascertain whether what they are applying to their skin and body is genuinely safe. Verifying ingredients is becoming crucial for health-conscious individuals. The proliferation of these chemicals in modern products appears to coincide with the rise in certain contemporary health problems, such as skin ailments and fertility issues. This is prompting people to think more critically about what is truly in their daily use products. 7. A better way to live today. Many individuals are giving more thought to their health. We observe that certain health issues seem more prevalent now than in previous eras. For example, younger people may experience skin conditions like acne more frequently. It also appears that some men exhibit lower levels of testosterone, a vital body chemical. For both women and men, conceiving children can sometimes be challenging, a condition known as infertility. These concerns have become more prominent during the same period that large corporations began mass-producing a vast array of products for daily use in homes and on our bodies. These major companies manufacture products used by over 3 billion people worldwide every day. This encompasses items like washing soap, hair shampoo, skin creams, and numerous other products found in bathrooms and kitchens. To manufacture these items on such a massive scale while keeping prices low, companies often incorporate many different chemicals. These chemicals can help products have a long shelf life, a pleasant scent, or a specific texture. Many of these substances were not used in products years ago because people use numerous different products each day. Their bodies are constantly exposed to a large variety of chemicals. Some experts and doctors are beginning to suspect a link between the heightened use of these chemical-laden products and the increase in modern health ailments. They propose that the chemicals we apply to our skin or use in our homes daily could be affecting our bodies. Our bodies may be reacting to these new substances, leading to problems over time. Due to this potential connection, it is becoming increasingly important for people to be discerning about the products they select. It is advisable to review the ingredient list on every purchase. While the names of chemicals can be long and unfamiliar, you can often find simple information online or in books about which ingredients are safe and which may be harmful. Investing time to learn about ingredients is vital for your health. The positive news is that consumers typically have options. You are not obligated to buy the products with the most chemicals. You can search for products with shorter ingredient lists or those made with simpler, more natural components. Opting for these safer alternatives is a method to reduce the number of chemicals your body is exposed to daily. Transitioning to products with fewer harmful chemicals can support better bodily function. When your body isn't occupied with processing unwanted chemicals, it can dedicate its resources to keeping you healthy. This can result in more energy, improved bodily functions, and potentially help ward off some common health issues seen today. Implementing these simple changes in your product choices can be a significant step toward a better, healthier life for you and your family. It's about making conscious decisions about what you allow into your home and onto your body. The concluding lesson of this story concerns something of utmost importance to us all: our health and vitality. The ultimate aim is not perfection, but to become healthier and stronger. We have seen how some large companies create many products that people use daily. A portion of these products contains chemicals that might be detrimental to us in the long run. When our bodies are exposed to numerous chemicals from everyday products, they must work harder. This can deplete our energy, however. When you select products with fewer or safer ingredients, your body doesn't have to contend with these chemicals. Instead, it can redirect that energy elsewhere, leaving you feeling more vigorous. This enhanced health and energy are fundamental to living a good life. The world presents numerous challenges, both large and small. When you feel strong and healthy, You are better equipped to meet these challenges. You have a greater capacity to pursue your goals. This is also a form of reclaiming control. Large companies are powerful and want you to purchase their products. At times, their manufacturing processes or ingredients can impact your health. By becoming informed about this and choosing products with care, you are making autonomous decisions about your body and well-being. You are not allowing a major corporation to decide for you. We examined examples of product-related health issues in this story. This illustrates why being mindful of what we use is so critical today. Many health problems exist in the world now, and perhaps the products we use are a contributing factor. Making healthier choices begins with small actions. Read ingredient lists. Seek out trusted alternatives. Opt for products that are simpler and more natural. Every step you take contributes to feeling better and having more energy, which leads to a more robust life, the true final lesson. After listening to this story about companies and products, what is one thing you might consider doing differently, starting today? Thank you for staying with us until the end of the story. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a new story. Have a wonderful day, take care, and we'll see you next time.